This is a broadcast come to you worldwide for the monthly candle close for Bitcoin. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. Thank you for getting in. Get your seat ready. Get your popcorn, your Reese's Pieces, if you eat that kind of processed garbage. Or get your lemon water ready to go. Sit down. Get your thinking caps on and get ready to learn. We're here for the monthly candle close for Bitcoin. Let's go. Let's go. Let it bang, baby. Let it bang. From the adventures of Crypto Man, it's the monthly candle close. Shout out to everybody here on the live. You guys are making me laugh. before I even start this show. It's going to be one of those nights, I guess, huh? One of those late nights with the lifer. Shout out to everybody here. Thank you for jumping on in. No, but seriously, tonight's a serious night. We only get to do this 12 nights a year, everyone. I consider it kind of a blessing, and I consider it a privilege to be here with each and every one of you for Bitcoin and the monthly candle closes. You know, you only get to go over assets on the monthly so many times in your life, and you know, see that impact and make that trade that could really happen, because the monthly, you know, takes so much time to unfold and then takes so much time to unfold yet again into these bearish and bullish times. So I'm excited to do this with each and every one of you. I never got to do this with a mentor. I always did, you know, it was always like, you know, the hour, the daily, but what we do is on another level. I'm excited. Remember, tonight is our weekly screen share for my private trading group. We go right in. This will end at about 9. I will take a 10-minute break, and then we will start a private Zoom call with so if you really feel like you want to get in on that, what you're going to do is you're going to see my entire portfolio, moves that I've made, something that I may or may not have taken profit from, what's going on, what I'm thinking about, from the memes I'm in to RWA, to all the different ideas that are floating through my head and what's going on, and what I've built and what I'm beginning to build, or what I may be looking at in the future. So if that gets you excited, you know, and then we also look at some other things, and I show you give you some insight into probably what's going to be hot throughout the week, next week and beyond, you know, and that's kind of the weekly really sets us apart. We won't have to go over Bitcoin because we're going to do it right now, and I'll refer most people that come to the weekly close to this video. All right, but it was an amazing month, everyone. We made a lot of money this month. February was great. We're going to take a look at it, but I mean, a lot of my portfolio went up. Caspa had a huge move. We hit all-time highs in AGIX. We hit all-time highs in FET, which continues to pump. Chainlink did well. Ethereum had a beautiful month. XRP's getting in on the fun a little bit. Even Dogecoin had a nice pump, everybody. The memes at the end of the month, the memes went crazy. And for me, it's not over yet. We have 4 more hours. But for Bitcoin, the month is closed about an hour ago. So without further ado, let's go over Bitcoin and the monthly candle close. And yeah, some people 5x their Shido. If you bought Shido on the low, you made a 5x already, which is pretty crazy, if you ask me. I didn't have the guts to get in, nor like the patience at the time to pay attention. I was in some pretty heavy leverage trades at the moment. And I think my 100 grand Solana was maybe getting in my mind a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe just one of the biggest trades of my life. But you never know. Maybe not. Maybe that was just something else. Let's break down Bitcoin. Let's talk about it. But I wish I had grabbed that up. Palm AI still on my radar. A bunch of different things coming in the next 4 to 5 months that I believe are going to be pretty hot topics. But, you know, anyway, I see something like this for Bitcoin. Shoulder, kind of head right shouldery. Inside of the wedge, making the lower highs now, right? 7-minute breaking down. I said if the 7-minute continues, what you're going to do is you're going to lose the 15-minute 200 SMA. Okay? Right here, this yellow line. And once you lose that, you're going to drop down to the 30-minute 200 SMA. It's called 200 SMA swing trading from one time frame to the next. Does it going to happen for sure? No, there's no guarantees. And we're going to break that down and have all this fun. And we're going to do the voodoo that matters. All right? And we're going to have fun with that when the time happens. But when I see curved moving averages, look, it has a bit of an Adam and Eve double top, does it not? You know, rounded, you know, just, you know. And then I see this shoulder, head kind of shoulder deal. But again, Bitcoin could do something like this, stay in some chop, and eventually pump to the upside. You'd never know. You know, we're going to break it down, see what the probabilities are for the night, and, you know, hopefully get pretty accurate results from our due diligence. Let's take a look at the monthly candle for Bitcoin and see exactly what happened if I can stop making some dots here. All right. Sam, your camera battery must not be plugged in. You know what it is? It is plugged in. But what you'll do if you run your camera all day long, it'll think it isn't. But look, all I got to do is hide it from you guys. And it'll work regardless. And you guys will never know. But thank you. Appreciate that. That was just to make sure you guys were paying attention. That's all. All right. Shout out to Jonathan Gallagher for the 420. God bless you, Mr. Cup and Handy. Can you check Soul? Celebrate the first super chat on the live. And you get an Escalade. And you get an Escalade. And you get an Escalade. And look. I mean, you think we're playing? I mean, this thing does it all. It's even hard to get in there. I thought the hood didn't open last night. They had me going. You just have to have the, like, hood opens, back opens, trunk opens. Once I get the batteries in here, it's going to light up. It even got, look, it's got shocks on the back. This thing is fresh. This is your premier model Cadillac. I'm obsessed with it. You can tell. I keep it on the desk now. It's insane. There's something wrong with me. I'm sick in the head, but yeah, I think it's cool. And I'll take the money. Yo, I forgot about the dog with hat when it first came out. It ripped. So intense. Yeah, man, I've had with hat the whole time. I did sell it today, but I'm going to get back in. We're going to talk about that. Possibly. So Bitcoin opened at 42,000. So we started the month, everybody, at 42,000. We don't even remember, right? You don't remember because it was so much has happened to you. You've made so much money. You got gainitis. You're so sick with gains. You don't even know what's happening. You're just puking gains all over the place. You can't stop, and you don't know what's happening. And you're like, yeah, So, bang, bang, bang. Dun, 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 dun. I have a Ferrari just like that. I love to admire it. Any recommendations on what to buy right now? You should buy an education. In my trading group. Look, 42,580. We opened even, it says, which is crazy, but that's where we opened at 42,580. The high was 64,000 even. So look, the candle has a clean open and close, which I find really strange to the zeros. I mean, how does that happen? All right. You see that? It really does have a clean to the zero open and close. The low is 41,884. The high, the candle would close at 61,130.98. It would go up $18,550.98, up 43%. Probably one of the biggest monthly candle closes in Bitcoin's history. I think it was. Look, this one, we went up 36. This one 30. This one 39. Never. We may have had a bigger candle, maybe per se, and no, but I don't even. Honestly, in green size without a wick, no, that is the biggest monthly candle that Bitcoin ever had, and it was from the ETFs. When the money came, this will forever be known as the Larry Fink candle. This was Larry Fink's baby. All right. This is the Larry. No, I think honestly, I got nothing against Larry. I think, hey, keep buying it, right? But this will be known as the ETF candle forever, for history sake, right? That was the ETF candle for Bitcoin. Unbelievable. So, again, 42,580. The high is 64,000. We really did hit 64,000. And another thing that I want to talk about, I guess not on Binance. So we almost closed the monthly candle above these two candles. We didn't do it, you see, but we were about to close a monthly candle above resistance here. So this is our resistance, and here's our monthly support at 58,785. A little bit of back up here at 56. That's monthly. You lose that, you come all the way back down to 47,000. That's just your monthly support regions, right? Unbelievable. I'm just sitting here in shock, just like, wow. Let's look at our stochastics RSI. They were low. Time to get in. When the monthly's low, it's definitely a good time to buy an asset. And you wait for them to get high, right? And that's when they kind of start to get pretty hot. Now, Bitcoin will likely, sad to say, either go sideways for a irreparable part of time or have some type of downward pressure. Does the monthly always get a bearish div? Even the monthly does get bearish divergence, but it takes a lot to create it. For an asset to go up like this, to me, it does feel like there has to be some, like, could this be, a double top? Some people say, hey, you double top. You'll make an M pattern, but, the M would then have to go to 0. You know what I mean? I've never seen an M that can't make it to its destination. But, I'm up for the cup and handle always. And I'm always up for a Fibonacci. And, if we have to come back down to 31,000 or to 33,000, then so be it. But with all the money that's getting printed, where are people going to go? So you have to remember, I always talk about this. You talk about people, and people are here. I'm a person, you're a person, we're people. There's a bunch of people, right? We're all people hanging out. And we want to get, our money, or basically our value, whatever we work for, our value, we want to save our value, okay? That's really what at the end of the day, what pushes people to invest. Once you get rich, it's like about, it's like keeping the investments going, but when you're attempting to get rich, it's about keeping the value. You would like to keep value, okay? So the idea is this. People pour their money into these altcoins. Matic's only at $1. Like, a lot of these coins haven't really done the done yet. You know what I mean? They really haven't, like, set off yet. Link Link's got to go to $50 for us to get really excited. There's got to be some big movement here. Atom's got to get to $40, $50. We got to start seeing the big-time coins start to make big-time gains. And so it doesn't make sense to me that people would just scurry back out of altcoins and Bitcoin back into US Tether and into the DXY. And so, yes, there's a chance, but at the same time, I do see a very overvalued market. So, my mind's wrestling with the traditional finance mind that I have and looking at the charts for 15 years and saying, well, wow, we are in a pretty extended place, even on a monthly chart, So I just, this would add to someone who's saying, hey, blow off top theory, this is just another high. Bitcoin did its best. They blew off it. How much more money can you get to buy this thing after all the ETFs and everyone else? How could you replace it? How could you get any more buying pressure, right? And to me, is that a lofty idea? Or no, more and more retail's coming in, more ETFs want in. The ETFs aren't done buying yet. The halving's going to come and make it crunchier. And this is just, this may actually be another giant candle that will blow this out. And we have, the next month is going to be an enormous month for Bitcoin. And we may even blow all the way up to, like, at this point, if we could do another 40, you really could see a $30,000 candle, 20,000. I mean, 80 grand isn't out of the question for Bitcoin, right? So I know I'm giving you guys like a bullish and a bearish scenario, I guess. But, I'm just painting pictures here on the monthly time frame and just looking at some ideas. Grasping at some straws on the bigger time frame for sure. So do we pull back to the 618? Anything is possible. To me, it looks like we would pump even more, and then the 618 would be a lot higher. Like, we'd be somewhere up in here. But again, it's kind of crazy because eventually Bitcoin likes to pull back. It does like to pull back. This has been we've been on a massive rally. Like, look at this. Like, the 2-week chart has had one red candle. So every 2 weeks you've been making money every 2 weeks. If you've been with me, man. And we called the exact bottom for Bitcoin with a hidden bullish divergence on the 786 right there on the 4-hour time frame. I always remember it. And then there was hidden bullish on the 8-hour as well. Insanity. Insanito. Right? So, moving forward. So, we're overbought our side, but we don't, you kind of pump. Do you come down, pump again? Then there's the bearish div on the monthly. Then you have to come down. Boom. There will be a pullback for Bitcoin. How it plays out, I believe we would have to get that monthly bullish, bearish divergence, but so, we're entering into some heavy areas here. Last time Bitcoin was this high, it was very close to an all-time high in a rally, so, and here we are again. And nobody knows what's going to happen to Bitcoin. All I do know is to take profits along the way Everyone says, oh, we're going to have the biggest rally. This will be the biggest altcoin season. It's always the guys that, and I'm not saying, I don't want to hate on anyone saying that because, we all want that and it makes sense. But I'll be honest, every time I got into those theories and those ideas of this is going to be, and this is it, I learned to look at the charts in front of me. If we lose 200 SMAs, I don't care what anyone says about whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. So key areas need to be met and hit for us to hit, 61,540 for Bitcoin. I see more liquidity above us than below us for sure. It does suggest we go higher. You still got this whale down here at 52,000. Is he really going to get it? Hey, you never know. We're going to break that down and talk about it. 2-week charts also getting very overbought. I get it. It can stay up here this entire rally. But, it's done this twice now. And now you're getting high up on the RSI too as well. Again, no bearish divergence, but even the bearish divergence can't happen without a nasty dip first as well. So I'm just, bigger, again. But look, what's interesting too, though, is the volume isn't even as big as you would think it would have been. I mean, it's big, but all OCT. The 10-day chart opening up another bullish candle here. And actually, you see pushing up with momentum. And no really bearish divergence yet. So the 10-day chart showing signs of bullishness. 8-day chart says, hey, I'm not done yet. I still got momentum. All right. So the 8-day chart isn't done yet. It says it could continue to pump. Our 5-day. And when I slap on my moving averages, remember, we got above the 200 SMA. You're far away from that 21-day moving average. Even if you continue to pump here, you got to eventually make amends with the 21. All right. Same here with the 3-day chart. Like, you can only get so far away from the white line before you meet it again. You have to go lateral. Something has to give. You can't just keep pumping to the upside. I've learned my lessons with with charting against this. You're getting a negative, or a bearish cross here. Not negative, because you can make money both ways. A bearish cross on the stochastics RSI and the daily. And to me, it's not, your average bearish div, but this swings up while this swings up far more violently. And that is, to me, a Class C bearish divergence. So it is a divergence, in my humble opinion. So, Bitcoin, from what I'm seeing, broke above some beautiful levels. Those are our monthly levels to watch, and they line up pretty nicely with the daily, right? You have daily support here at 48,000. You got some daily support at 53,197 because you got boom, boom. You really don't have a lot of daily support for Bitcoin. And you would look here. You don't even look at price action. You would look right here, and it really lines up with the monthly. I tweak it a little bit. Resistance, resistance, resistance. That's a key zone. And you've bounced, so it's about 60,196. I mean, it's pretty interesting. A little bit here at 63,400. And then, you're talking 69 and 67,000. I mean, there's just not a lot of resistance for Bitcoin. Really, and I kept saying that when I saw us here. I said, man, I said price action will go. And, once you get in tune with price action and you've seen it, you'll know what it does. It's like price action is going to go. And now Bitcoin back to 61,270, taking a bit of a beating right here. All right. So overbought on the daily, and we had our first red day in 5 days, right? So again, ever since everyone was wondering, what are we going to do? Remember, there was a pretty bearish sentiment here. People were freaking out. Some big people were shorting the market. I found the flag and said, I'm long. Remember, half a cup of handle, let's go. And the low stochastic, I said, man, I'm ready to rock. You went sideways when the Stokes reset. I said, let's rock. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Away from the 21-day moving average, similar times, right about here. Again, the same thing I said here. You were high in the stochastics, high in the RSI, and you were away from the 21-day. You cannot continue to pump. Just not what can happen to price action. It has to come back and meet the 21-day. Once it meets the 21-day, it can go up again. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. This is a fact. I teach this all the time. We also did get a full moon pump. And Bitcoin likes the pump of the full moon, and it did exactly like it was supposed to, like a good puppy. All right? So now what? tweezer tops on the daily. Whenever I see tweezer tops, it tells me that the rally is subsided. That is going to be your high. All right, so you have a low, you have a high, you have a higher high. You need to just make a higher low. That's all. We have two options for Bitcoin. One to go sideways and stay above this key level at 60,000. One to break 60K, cause a little bit of chaos, get people shaking, get ourselves back to a $56,000 Bitcoin again. You know what's interesting? I'm thinking of my $5,000 buys for Bitcoin, and I'm like, man, that'd be my chance to possibly get one more Bitcoin. You know, I think about Michael Saylor and all these guys who have priced me out of the game, and I'm like, I said, that would be my chance to get one more Bitcoin possibly. You know, right now I'm working on my next Bitcoin, and I got about $8,000 in it, but this one's getting, you know, they're getting harder to get now, right? Even for me, even for me, for everybody, but like even for someone that like all I want to do is buy it and have a lot of ends for it, and you know, so I see Bitcoin coming back to this 21-day moving average. Let's pull a Fibonacci here on this just little move here from wick to wick. And so I'm looking here at this 618. I'm looking here at this 786, and I'm definitely looking back at 53,000, and possibly here at this level here too at about 55,000, 6 Fifarito. So here's our golden Paquito for Bitcoin, and I could even label it nicely here and have it kind of chilling. Let's see here. About to say, where's my text box? Somebody always says, there we go. Golden pocket, right? What about the platinum pocket? Oh. But so there's your golden Paquito, right? You can have it like, I kind of like that. Now you can pull away your fibs if you don't need them, have them, you know? And then we know the 786 is right here. You're talking, you know, basically your support too as well. So Bitcoin, it's got two decisions to make. It could pump up all the way back up to 62. I just don't, highly unlikely you're going to see it break 62.50 now without it hitting the 21-day moving average. If it does, it's an anomaly. It's very rare. In my system, in all the years that I've backtested this, it's very rare you'll see that. It's very rare. Like you'll see, like we made a high here. Did we ever go close a candle above this before we hit the 21? No, we had to hit the 21 first, even go lower, and then we eventually, right here, we did it. Same thing here. When we made this high, we got two candles next to each other. You got one, actually, that did breach, but it wasn't like, you know, it kind of made a double top. And then even there, you were still extended, and you had to come back to your 21. Here you did it, and then you were playing with the 21, and this is how we figured out that we were in, like, the ascending triangle, right, that they were playing games with. I eventually said, hey, they brought it up here, they brought it down there, but at the end of the day, this is the pattern, right? And my conviction to my patterns has held me through all of the times that they've messed with our brains. You know, remember the Livermore cylinder that I stuck to here? And we called it, you know, and we were able to find our way. And then which turned into the, you know, it's like, a lot of people just lost the sauce. We kept it going. I mean, we went through so much together. The 3-day hidden bullish divergence here that I called out in August and then kept saying it every day for weeks at a time until it finally played out. Just to let people know, hey, this is hidden bullish. This is hidden bullish. And I wanted you to learn it in real time on a big time frame and see it actually play out. You broke the high inside the divergence. You never went lower than this level. Like, man, we had a really good time. So it just like, you know, the strategies in which I teach the tightness of the moving averages here. You know, even if all you did was just make it tight here. It's just amazing. We called the bullish divergence here on the weekly, right? You can even see it there on the 3-day chart. And, you know, you saw me buy a $19,000 Bitcoin. We came down right here, the CME gap. It's just insane. It's insane. You saw me make the cup and handle. Down here, I made a cup and handle, a tiny one. I talked about the gap between 16 and 19,000. We could move up fast. I talked about this cup and handle. We went over this being a cup and handle. This being a cup and handle. Like, it's like, the Sammy cup and handy, and then we had the measured move of the cup and handle, which is wick to wick, out the gate. And that was already telling us 47, 48,000 when we were down here at 28K. If you remember, we were projecting over and over again, just like I'm projecting now with the bigger ideas. And I'm just blessed to have the people here that I do. You guys inspire me. You ladies inspire me. The lifers, the community. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but right now with each and every one of you. Blessings on blessings for the monthly candle close and just... But we did it, man. We were never faked out. We never wavered. And when moving averages get close together, there's a big move coming. I teach you this. When you get above a 200 SMA, all you had to do was once this broke above the 200 SMA, open up a long, stop loss on the other side, you're gone. Same as the 5-day. And so that takes me to total 3 for the altcoins right now, right? For the lifers, special sauce, respect. God bless you, man. Thank you for Badri for the $9.99 super chat. Given $9.99. God bless you, man. That's going to come back to you in major ways. May God bless you, brother. May God bless you. So total 3 is for the altcoins, right? And you can see that, I mean, the 5-day chart, once you open above the 200 SMA, it's on. This is when we were here, this is why I was like, I got to buy Solana. This thing's going to, we're going to just, we usually do not go lower than that. And we're gone. All right. But it just takes me to the 4-hour, which is, the time frame you want to pay attention to. And right now, the 4-hour is just a little overbought. You got some bearish divvy here on the RSI. And you're pointing down on the stochastic. See, they're again, what was funny, we just got a big green push, right? Which is interesting. But this is good. Like, we bounced off the 21-day moving average. We had to come down to the 21. We did it pretty fast. We reset pretty nicely on the total market cap for the altcoins. So this is great. Can they go sideways? And honestly, it's setting up for the Saturday and Sunday fun that we've been having trading altcoins. Okay. Total 3 right here. And this leads me to, what we're going to be doing together on the weekly screen share in about 10 to 20 minutes. We're going to be together going over the altcoins. So a lot of people, if you send in a super chat right now, we'll attempt to get to it, but it may be something we're going to go over together too as well. And this would just propel us further to the upside. We're talking Cardano, Chainlink, Solana. There would just be big movers here. I'd love to see this turn into a beautiful flag. Pull up that 21. It actually says it can because these aren't that far apart. They could start to get further apart here. They just were this tight. Like here, you have some, usually you have a pretty nice leg up. Funny, if you even take a Boz pattern here. And you just take your leg up, right, which is funny, but. And just kind of. That's basically our next move, likely, right? That's what we'd like to see. Have the Stokes kind of wiggle, reset. Then when they're down here, wiggle again, and then we're gone, right? That's going to be a lot of money for people holding altcoins. So get ready, because as long as this trend line stays and this looks pretty nice, And total 3 looked like a little bit of a pullback earlier today. So let's take a look at Solana. Sammy, they call me Sammy Solana now. Wow, look at that massive. Oof. Oof, Sammy likes seeing that. That's amazing. That makes Sam very happy. Look, I mean, the 1 hour is about to blast for Solana. Like, it's not going to stop. Like, that's about to boom. And you have to remember, people are buying these little memes. Solana memes are out of control. And they look like they're going to continue to pump here. I have Solana in a giant cup and handle, everybody, on the daily time frame. This is why everyone's like, why did you jump into Solana? Like, why would you buy that? Oh, seems like somebody knew something was going to happen, right? How did I know when to buy? Right in there, 105 to 109 area, and just scoop it up. I would have loved to get the perfect bottom there, but we weren't sure at that point if we were going to break down or not. I wanted to solidify, and so I made the less risky buy and the less aggressive buy by making sure I had, confirmation of a higher low. All right, low, high, higher, low. Then I got in on the higher low confirmation. Boom, 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 right? And there you have it, man. What a move to the upside. And then this thing is booming, right? It is absolutely booming. We're sitting at 135, about to hit 136. And the 1 hour time frame says we're going. We're getting sent. Look at your 7. Your 7 is breaking out of a tiny little flag here. It is getting sent. Look at that. Like, that's one of the biggest green candles I've seen on a 7-minute candle. But the 7-minute flag breaks out. The 1 hour has momentum. My target for Solana is 154, and I'm telling you, it's likely probably going to hit it this weekend or further, you know. Let's take a look at WIF. The entire Solana ecosystem is out of control, all right? And WIF booming to 95. Unbelievable. And, of course, I took profits when we got low here, and then out of nowhere it rips to the upside. Insanity. Dog with hat. And, honestly, it's moving with this whole Solana ecosystem. Look at the 2 hour says this thing's going to rip. So you have to, you know, it left the pattern, got back inside the pattern. You could actually say it's in a flag here. Dog with hat about to continue to the upside now. The target there is 138 for dog with hat as it absolutely explodes. Memes are just ripping to the upside. I guess you can't sell a meme. Watch a meme. Insane what's happening right now. Myro's up. So it's tonight is the night, I guess. You know, it's the meme season. Pretty awesome. For dog with hat coming out of this flag, deciding to break out. It looks like it could continue all the way to 137. Might even go even higher than that, but that's my first target there is about 137, 138 for dog with hat. My best gain of the year, he got it in at 0.002. That's insane. 0.002, that's just crazy. All right. Thoughts on Jasmine USD? Thank you for your time. We may not have enough time, but we'll try. We will attempt to get through as many as we can here. All right. I'm attempting to find some more and more music, but yeah, that looks like it could continue. Whenever I see something like that, and then I look at smaller time frames. Price action is wacky on this, but that's a flag, and nonetheless, and wow, that thing exploded. You can never sleep on crypto. I took a nap and the entire market ripped behind my back. Isn't that crazy? Insanity. Thoughts on Jasmine? Miro long, double bottoms of the daily, pay the bills. Possibly, yeah. Throw our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Big bro, can I enter ship? I just did a pullback. You do whatever makes you happy, man. Michael Paz, what are the baby chart? BABYPEPE. Pulse die looks nice to me. BABYPEPE came back to resistance. It's too small, though. You know, more people have to know. It's kind of, you know, it's one of those coins, man, that just is going to run on people knowing about it. Doesn't really seem to have a lot of utility, you know. That's the only thing. So it all depends. All right, we're going to tackle Bitcoin on the smaller time frames in a second. Portal brand new coin. I'd be careful jumping on in, though. Looked like it was exit liquidity on the CEXs today, which is a centralized exchange, CEX. Want to make sure the CE, I guess you got to be careful when you say stuff on the, you know. Anyway. So signs of life that Bitcoin has a green candle here on the daily. What that says is we may actually be able to hit, you know, 60,000 support and not ever go lower than, we may never see Bitcoin lower than 60K again. All right. But we're going to have to see if we're going to make some type of sideways price action or, you know, in either one. But whatever happens, I don't see Bitcoin going up again. It's going to have to likely just begin its, you know, its 1 week to 2 week sideways price action again like it does before it can pump again. Fear and greed index is at 80. You would get some type of pullback. If we can get to 65 into the halving, it would be kind of nice. It's a little too hot for me. And 53.23, April 24th, 53 days until the halving for Bitcoin. Dog with hat looks like it's about to rip to 121. But you do you. But that looks pretty hot to me. And the other time frames say they have a lot of movement. That's the 1 minute chart for dog with hat. All right. I put $2,000 in. It turned into like $5.5 I took my profit. It ripped. I would have made an extra like 2,000 had I not sold and taken a nap. But it is what it is. I guess that's what I get for taking profits. The market looked like it was kind of looking pretty sketchy to me. And I was like, man, I'd like to have some firepower for if something happens, right? Naka pumping though hard, right? Everything pumping hard. FET pumping out of control. My FET bag into like the 25,000s. I never thought, FET is booming. I'm starting an AVAX bag. I got about 9,400 in AVAX right now. I'm starting an AVAX bag. I believe AVAX can start to move up to that $124, $140 level. So AVAX is on my radar. I made like $160 on Uni and I moved off. I had like $7,000 in it. I was waiting for Uni to take a nice move, but it seems like the Solana ecosystem is stealing its thunder right now. So, but damn, man, my dog whiff hat, baby, exploding. And I bought dog whiff hat like so long ago. I don't even remember. It's so crazy. I like this gearbox. A bunch of things that look pretty interesting to me coming up. So whiff is hot, man. People like it's just got a cool name. It's just something about dog whiff hat tells me it's gonna move. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but when I first heard it, I was like, oh, that's hot. Like I bought it immediately. Dog whiff hat. So funny, right? I bought a little bit back. All right. Likely going to get it to the retail stores like Pudgy Penguins. Interesting. All right. So I showed you what I see happening for Bitcoin, right? Now let's break down into the smaller time frames. The 4-hour resetting, but resetting pretty fast. All right. And showing some signs of life and getting pretty close to the 21-day moving average, just like that. So if we can get close to the 4-hour 21, so we have resistance at 62,987 now with these two candles closed. We did get a dip down. That crazy wick bought back up. That candle was insane. So here's the deal. We make a similar idea here. We're either going to start making some type of falling wedge, or we're going to start making some more sideways price action. Obviously, the sideways price action is more bullish. That's why I like this. This immediately, once Bitcoin decides to go this way, we immediately know we have an edge on the market because we already know that we can the fact that we're in the falling wedge. And then, and honestly, that would be, if that consolidates, we'd be just ready for our next leg up to 75,000. All right. And that just would be kind of, I'm not ruling out the golden pocket and the pullback on the daily. This will tell. If we get to right here and then we start to fall, see, the 4-hour will tell us a lot. All right. So I mentally do this. Like I may delete this, but I'll never be able to forget that. And you shouldn't either. Right. And then pulling a fib here is also important. And seeing that there's your 618 Fibonacci level 2, that's about 59,000 that we could bounce from. Okay. So I got local fibs. I got bigger daily fibs, and I'm working. I take a look at my 1-hour time frame. It's oversold as well as the 4-hour, right? I did show you this, shoulder, kind of head and right shoulder behavior. Almost like it could almost be a complex. Shoulder, head, shoulder, break to the downside, right? Some bearishness abroad. It looks bearish to me. And then if I just look at this alone, I'm starting to get some descending triangle vibes. If we start to fill out this, downtrending. And how am I doing this? I'm like a chess player. I'm able to see the bearish and the bullish side of things, right? So this is definitely, to me, somewhat of a descending triangle. And it's interesting because my buddy Master Friend's like, we either got, liquidity up here or sell side liquidity to the downside. Like we're up here. Look, we got this beautiful fair value gap here where these two candles did not meet. You see that? Bing, we'd like to get there. Now, if we can't get back above key, like we have some local resistance to deal with. Right there, you could say there's, so 61,597 and 61.5 even. You got to get back above that. So bounce, kind of bounce there, resistance. You got to flip that to remain bullish. So right now I see bearish tones for Bitcoin because it looks like a descending triangle, a head and shoulder pattern, all right? And then we head into that 15 that also is overbought on the stochastics pushing down and looks like it's about to dump on you. And that to me looks like a descending triangle. So I painted a picture for you of two scenarios. One is both of them, all my scenarios say Bitcoin's not pumping anymore. So if you think Bitcoin's about to pump, I think you should can that idea. It's very unlikely. And I could say that like with a lot of confidence. All right. Right now, what we need to see is Bitcoin kind of attempt to make a symmetrical triangle here and break on out to the upside. Technically, it's not in the descending yet. It hasn't made the descending triangle yet. Like we could pull this back. But again, I keep that in the back of my mind. I can see that. Having the edge on the market. Once that fills out, this comes through, I see it, the trade can go. I have my parameters. All my parameters are set based on the chart, based on what I'm seeing. Gosh, I sound like a computer. I do this all day long, every day. It's insanity, right? I try to explain to people, but then I can't even. So this is a symmetrical triangle. They're 50-50. I mainly see these break to the downside. They're called 50-50 patterns. I mainly see them dump to the downside. All right. So just be careful. This looks more bearish than bullish to me. Here's your low. Here's your high. Here's your low. Here's your lower high with high stochastics yet again. Can we get bailed out on the 7-minute time frame? Can something happen here? This also is like shoulder, head, shouldery. Like it's like just head and shoulder, behavior here. You're lost the 200 SMA on the 7. Unless you get above this yellow line, I would expect more downside. So I would expect this to fall to the 15. And then like I showed you, and I would expect this to fall all the way down, possibly to 59,130 and then even to 57,000 to this yellow line. Like this could be and remember, I see it here too, even on the 30-minute. I see shoulder, head, shoulder. To me, it looks like a complex head and shoulder. Now, there's a chance we pump. I'm open-minded, everyone. I'm open-minded. And that's why I built that 4-hour sideways idea, but all right. So what's the deal? Do you make a long or a short? It's Thursday night. There's lower volume. I've had an amazing week of trading. There's really no reason to chew my account up if I don't want to. I'm exhausted. I don't think I'm going to be opening up a trade tonight, and it's okay. There is this feeling, right? Like every night that I don't open up a trade, I'm going to miss out on some monster. It's weird. My voice said, but you're going to miss out, Sam. And that's that, maybe sometimes you need mental clarity to just not be in a trade at all. So the next morning you can wake up fresh and feel the market. Now, sometimes if I see a high probability, like right now, this says high probability of a dump to the downside, Sam. This is likely going to go down. You're likely going to be able to make some money on a short. I'll take a look at the short. I'll gander on it. All right. This is always how it happens, though, right? Every time I say I'm going to gander. But let's just see the probability of the short. Shout out to MEXC. If you want to jump on into trade, we retrade. MEXC is the place to be. Got the best user experience on futures I've ever seen. And it's not all bad. All right. Here's your bullish scenario. If you want to look at it like, oh, this is a beautiful flag, and like we're just going to continue up. Nobody cares, I've seen it. It could happen. We could just defy the odds and trade the long, right? We're at 67,000 tomorrow, and everybody's laughing at you with the short, right? Anything could happen. Or at us, not you, but you know what I mean? Like, they're all going to laugh at us. Just things to think about. Celebrate. Hey, can you check Hex? Thank you. Shout out to the first super chat from Teddy Bear. Teddy Bear, we love you. And thank you so much. YGG move made more gains for the lifer. Shout out to Badgery84. We love you, man. Arkham up 21%. Arkham is hot, man. That thing can't stop. So get this. Interesting, the 5 minute says you're cooked. The 50-minute wants to dump on you. Dog with hat looks hot. That's all I gotta say. Bitcoin in the symmetrical triangle. You know, my dad died. Life is interesting, man. Nobody to call late at night anymore. No one to say hi to in the morning. Used to call my mom. Beautiful spring day. Oh, it's a beautiful day, isn't it? I want to hear my mom's voice, man. I want to listen. I feel like I got to listen to her voicemail today. I just have to. It's so crazy. That's the only way to hear her voice. So, like, you know what? There's a dump coming on the 30-minute. That says it's dumping. Whenever I've seen that, we dump. $15-minute 2. We've actually been pumping off of 200, so. Actually, I see, it's weird. I see like a flag now. It's weird. My trading style, like it's always like, see, now I would be surprised if we pump and we just flatten the shorts. We got this liquidity above us all the way to 64,000. Look at that, 63, 64, and then all the way to 65K. And then that goes all the way to 70, 68,000. So it's weird. It's like, Big Tom, please. You should be happy you have that to listen to. Amen. Shout out to M Fitz. Is that Mikey Fitz? God bless you, Mikey. You never know, man. So I'm getting mixed signals for Bitcoin. I'd like to see it break back above 62,300 before I even get into a long. Show me that it can break above the 500, 200 SMA. Until then, I got to remain short for Bitcoin. We prayed for my family member live a year ago. A few weeks later, my mom got better. Now she's almost whole. Thank you. Shout out to you, man. God bless you. So happy she got better. Time to focus on your babies and your lady parents watching from heaven. Can we take a look at Stronghold, SHX? You're a good guy, Sebby. Thanks for saying that. God bless you, Mr. Speedometer. Speedomatter. Funny. I see a dump to the downside. The 30-minute says it wants to dump. I see a move at least to the 15, 200 SMA, and then from there, and look, we're losing a point of control. Just looks like a very simple short down to 59,000 right now. But I could be wrong. They could be inducing the shorts. I'm weary of the market. But if I get rid of my mind and just say, I'm not a human anymore, but I'm a bot. The bot says we're going to the downside. So I see a dump, everybody. You do you. But my indicators say to the downside. You've lost the 200 SMA on the 7-minute and the 10-minute time frame. And now you're headed down to the 200 SMA, and you got this kind of shoulder thing going on. The charts say, hey, and then the stochastics are pointing down too. So the charts say we're dumping. The charts say a dump is happening. But there's a lot of people buying Bitcoin, so that's what's interesting to me. Shout out to Mr. FC Crypto, Badri Wazebi. Shout out to Jennifer Moffitt, doing God's work, pump to 6230, then dump. A few wallets look like they're pumping. Do you think they'll keep pumping? I mean, people are probably selling Bitcoin off to buy into some altcoins. That's what I see happening. Solana getting a nice push to the upside. That makes me so happy to see. Look, even on the 1 minute now. I see Solana pushing up to 141. In the next like hour and a half, it says maybe less than that even. Stochastic's pushing up. Look, that's a beautiful little flag to 141 for Solana. Scope out a tiny little in and out. Jupe is hot right now. I love Jupe. I got me a bag of Jupe. Back to 60. Here we go. Oof, only a matter of time. I thought we would kind of slowly do that, but wow, look at that. 47 all the way back up to 60. 50 now even whipped up. And once it breaks that, I mean, it's going to, I don't think people realize Jupe could be a $40 to $50 coin. It could be a 50x for this coin, man. There's going to be a lot of money to be made in this rally. I don't think people realize how much money is going to be made. I talked about Ray pumping up 39% on that daily. 2-day chart just getting started. 2-day chart says you're going, and the target for that is 290 for Ray. And again, remember the last time we had the rally, then it took a long time. Now we're getting back into the rally again. All right. Singularity.net, 777. Look at the 77711s. That's awesome, right? But I see it in this flag, likely wanting to break on out. My next target's 111 for AGIX. That thing's gonna moon. Only a matter of time. Sam, what do you see specifically on Dog with Hat? It's just in a flag on the smaller time frame. And the 1 minute and the 1 hour wants to pump, so yeah. Hey, Stack and Lifer fam. Shout out to Jenna X in the house. Shout out to Stack McChange, Jennifer Moffitt. Love learning and all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Is Staz here? I'm trying to find Staz to make him a moderator. Oh, he is. We got him in there. Awesome, awesome. Hey, Sam, how you been? God bless you, brother. And shout out to everyone kicking it with me here. And so we got to jump on out. We're going to get into the weekly screen share that I do every week with my team. We got Bitcoin pretty much in a bit of a nutshell. We're going to watch it in this smaller time frame. And honestly, sideways and even a little bit down is okay for Bitcoin. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. And then we can just get into the altcoins for about an hour and a half there together, however long it takes. I even said Bitcoin dominance looks like it was going to break out on the daily, right? And there you got a big move for Bitcoin dominance. You could say now it's at the top of the range, though. Now it's starting to make something that makes sense. But top of the range, look for it to trend down. Every time we get that trend down, a little bit of mini alt. And that's not going to be huge altcoin season, but litty mini altcoin season, Bitcoin pumps, mini altcoin season, Bitcoin pumps, huge pump for Bitcoin, and then altcoin season, right? It's like, but we'll get these little spurts of money that will flow back into the altcoins, and as Bitcoin goes up, they'll go up together. This is kind of that normal bull run vibe where Bitcoin doesn't have to go up and the altcoins don't have to dump every time. The whole market kind of ebbs and flows together, but Bitcoin just takes control and flows the money back in. But it does suggest, we're a little overbought there on the daily. 4 hour says no, though. So the 4 hour says be careful. Like, you're getting a little bit of love right now, but it just says that, it could be Bitcoin's turn again in any moment here. So if you put this in a flag, it looked great. But, just saying, there's a chance that Bitcoin does just begin to rip again and go to some crazy highs. So you never know, everybody. You could wake up to 70K tomorrow, despite everything. The Bitcoin could rip up here, boom, boom, boom. Then I'm going to start to be like, wait, no, we made this channel. Then I'm going to be like, oh, we're in this tight panel. And then, boom, we'll blast. And then I'll be like, oh, and we'll, price action could change in 5 to 6 hours or less, too. So right now I'm short, but, anything could happen. Right now the 7 minute is plugging the hole, saying, hey, no more dumpage. I want to stay above that previous high. And, symmetrical triangle does get to keep as a symmetrical triangle. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's still a 50-50 pattern until it's not. Can we get the bounce back to the upside and get tight here? And so, and I just want to see the 5 minute recapture the 200. Until then, I have to remain bearish. As long as we don't lose the 200 SMA on the 15, it can't be too massive of a dump either, right? So this is just good signs for me that things are okay and in a good place for Bitcoin, right? For now. But, only time will tell right now. And if we do dump, it's okay. If we do pump, it's okay. Like, I can handle either one, right? But, yeah, I'm not going to open up short is in order. Tells me that a short would make the most money and is in the most probability. My system says a short is the highest probability. It tells you not to long unless you get back above 61,720. You'd have to break above that high. Until you get above that, then it says you're going to dump down to this 200 SMA and then likely down to the 30 200 SMA, which says we can go all the way to 59,000 tonight. So just be careful. This system says a dump to the downside, and you're losing the point of controls, and you're in a more bearish than bullish pattern, even on the 30-minute time frame. To me, you've already even lost the trend line. And there you are at 60,050. Look, boom. Bitcoin just dropped by $150. So I see a move to the downside for Bitcoin. I do. All right. Everyone, I got to jump on out of here. Let me take a look. Some super chats came in. What were they? Hey, Sam, time to focus on your babies. Yep. Thank you, man. Yep. Overcome 70 times 7. Wow. And thank you, Badri. Thank you for all the big super chats. $5, $4, $99.99. 777s for Mirror Lawn Double Bottoms. RLC. Can you check Hex, please? I'll take a look at Hex and RLC. But look, there you go. 978, 982. My system said that the market was going. My system's so accurate. It's so beautiful. It tells me exactly what's going to happen almost every single time. It's like 90%. It's hey, it's going to dump, then market dumps. I should open a short just to prove it. I had a feeling that the short was going to pay us, right? And this will take the whole market down. That's just kind of what happens. It's kind of crazy, you know? So, but only time will tell, everyone. The market will be fun. This could bounce right back up. Anything could happen, man. It's a crazy time to be alive. Probabilities are all we trade. You can't ever, I don't know where price is going. I just trade the probabilities. That's all. It seems like I know where price is going, but I don't. I just trade the probabilities. Look, back above 61K again, See, the 7 and the 15-minute are showing signs of a lack, and you get lack of follow through. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we just go sideways for most of the night. And that kind of helps us, the altcoins continue to pump, right? So, everyone, I'm going to take a little break. Then we'll be back in about 10 minutes for the weekly screen share. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here for Bitcoin and the monthly candle close. I'll see you next month for these. You don't get these all the time. God bless. Thank you.